So let's see how we're doing driving today. Let's take the car out for a spin. Let's see how we're gonna be doing, how this car drives overall. Should be an exciting experience, being that we have a lovely day in sunny Florida. It's the middle of this November. Still fairly nice. Fairly nice. Oh, OG keys. You know, all original keys. Ford gave you 2 from the factory. 1 for the locks and trunks. Glove box included. And 1 for the ignition. Let's see. Let's give this baby a cold start. See how we doing this morning. You can see it's completely idled overnight. Oh, keep the handbrake. Cold start. Let's see. Voila. Definitely a good thing when you hear your car start up this quick in the morning. You know, you could tell a lot by how a car starts in the morning, especially if it has, you know, limited amount of beeping, all types of lights on. I mean, I have a few lights that I should probably take care of that maybe have burned out throughout the years. But overall, I've been driving the car actually for quite a few weeks now, and I'm actually loving it quite a bit. I'm not gonna say this is a commuter or something you're gonna be driving to the work and getting a kick out of sitting in traffic in. However, you know, whenever you step out on the weekends and you have a nice sunny day and you get the opportunity to kick the top off, you know, moods start changing. You get a lot of thumbs up driving around, so it's definitely a good experience. Definitely brightens up your own mood, you know, when people give you props on a nice little cherry you might have with you. I noticed this car has probably the center armrest delete. I probably wouldn't have opted for that. I actually like my center armrest, but removing the armrest probably is not the worst modification they could have done to this. I'd say if they gave the car maybe a little bit more foot room in the wheels, I don't know. That's just me. Besides, also, if you guys did not know, for some reason, once the steering wheel changed in, I think it was 88 or 89 or something, these wheels, they became fixed. So they're not moving back and forth, up and down. And neither are the chairs, from what I understand. There's no recline, only lumbar support and back and forth. So in as far as reclining, you're not going to be doing much. But then again, you don't really want to be laying down when you're driving a car on stick shift, specifically for me, you know, or especially if you're driving a vehicle where you need to concentrate. All right, so we're driving along the 95 south. As you can see, it's probably not the best day to come outside in a convertible, but you know, this could actually be a good test of seeing how practical this car is for, you know, maybe a single person, you know, that doesn't have a family or have too far to drive around in between, but still has to drive around and maybe only maintain one car for pleasure as well as work. But yeah, the weather is kind of horrible. The visibility is pretty bad, but you know, with these kind of V8s with no traction control, you kind of want to just keep your distance, I guess. You spin out really easily. I've done it before. I've spun out in the rain, and it wasn't really fun at all, particularly. If I could advise anybody how to drive, it's just to drive safely in these conditions, because, well, speeding up won't get you anywhere quick. Like this, all the time that you're gonna save possibly could be compromised by the time you're gonna waste on the side of the road speaking with the other parties that you might get involved with potentially. So it's always a good thing to just keep your distance, you know, prepare for the future. That way you're a little more prepared and not gonna be able to come into contact with all types of obstacles frequently. But as far as the convertible part goes, you know, the roof's pretty solid. The seals on this Mustang are pretty good. I have absolutely no water. I'm dry in here. a little bit nicer in here, being it's humid since we're in Caribbean weather. But I see a little past the clouds. I see it clearing up a little bit. So let's get down to Miami and hope for the best. Well, here comes the rain. Starting off with a check engine light. Just whatever, it's not a big deal. I'm driving around with the roof open. I'll figure out what this is, because this is an interesting thing, because I've been driving for about 3 weeks with absolutely no issues, and now it seems this jumped out of nowhere. So we're gonna get back home. Well, I'm far from home, so I'll probably need to swing by some kind of auto shop or something, grab me one of those readers, see what the code is throwing. Could be as simple as maybe cleaning the math, could be maybe as a little more complex, maybe a misfire somewhere. You know, never know with these older cars. I haven't given a chance to run through it yet, give it a good once over, see how it does. But it sounds like a really healthy car, but you know, these cars, it's a little bit easier to tell them not having but this many sensors like the newer vehicles. Referring to vehicles like, say, maybe that Mercedes right there, it has a few more sensors than this vehicle does. So it's gonna be throwing just a few more codes, say, than this Mustang. But hopefully, you know, it's not gonna be a major issue. I'm sure it's something to do maybe with something simple, you know. What really could it be? If you guys have any, you know, any idea what it might be, feel free to leave a comment. Interesting what it really turns out. I'll update you whenever I get a good reading on that. Either way, the top on this car is immaculate. Even though it actually stormed a little bit on the way down to South Beach, it held up pretty well. I only had a slight leak right somewhere around this area here. Well, I figure probably due to older seals. You know, this roof is original and all that, so again, something to take note of. But other than that, a beautiful drive, honestly, with the roof down. Can't complain, really. Lovely, lovely vehicle. Great find. Really great find. All right, had to bring the top up. It started coming down again. One thing I noticed about these Mustangs is you really got to have these side windows aligned real well for it not to leak. As well as all these weather seals. Like right here, I had to adjust this one a little bit backwards because it was kind of a little too far forwards, which still leaves a little bit of a gap. I don't know, once I get it over to an area where I know the mechanics a little better, I'll definitely want to take a look into how to get this car actually sealed as well as possible. So, you know, I'm not trying to keep it out in the elements, but it would be a nice thing to kind of preserve the condition of the roof. These maybe get some galvanized screws instead of the other screws that are on the roof that are kind of showing wear, a little rust color coming down. But I feel like that's all minor. As far as drivability, the car is solid. You know, it has no rust. It's actually a perfect candidate for any project runner. You know, get you one of those T56 conversions or the Terminator Cobra. Really good modular engine, actually. Puts out a good amount of power with that supercharger. You get a 6-speed transmission. Yeah, sounds like a really good mod, but a little bit out of my budget right now, so I'm gonna stick to a basic setup here whenever I get a chance to research about it a bit more.